On today's Wake Up Barstool, we're going to recap last night's college football playoff rankings, set the scene. We got Hannah Montoya's football fast report, Jeremiyah Love coming by the studio, and Griffins and Outs.
15, 30, 69, hot. Ready to roll with Wake Up Barstool.
What's happening, guys? Welcome in. It is Wednesday. Here on Wake Up Barstool, T-Bob Baby, I'm Brandon Walker, Ebo, Connor Griffin, and the one and only source, Stu Feiner. What's going on, boys? How are we doing this morning?
Fantastic.
Far and away the dumbest cold open you've ever come up with.
What do you mean?
Far and away the dumbest cold open you've ever come up with.
I don't know. We've done some.
You've done some dumb ones.
Exceptionally dumb ones. There was hiding behind you. And
Hey, Brandon, relax. Miss State got waxed. They got slaughtered. Okay. You got humiliated. Take that cowbell up your butt.
No,
it's an amazing cold open. Amazing. And I love you.
I love you. I love you too. Ugliest tie I've ever seen.
I like that tie a lot.
Thank you. I said the same thing. I'm with you. I'm a fan
Look
of
at
the
his
tie.
tie.
He said button or
It's a
unbutton.
bedroom tie. Of course you don't like
What do you mean a bedroom tie?
It's a bedroom tie.
baby.
Why you need a tie in a bedroom?
It's a classic bedroom
Bedroom.
tie. Yeah, of course he wouldn't know about bedroom ties too.
Let me just say something first of all to start the show. I have never in my life felt better. Listen, when I got married, my kids were born, pale in comparison to watching Brandon Walker perform at Mississippi State.
It was great.
The greatest single performance ever. I wish they gave out Academy Awards because, Brandon, you were so happy. You were so excited. And truth be told, because you normally wear a puss on your face because just how you are. When you smile, the world smiles with you. You could light up a country. And I loved it. You were smiling. You were ringing the cowbell. It was great. I just want to say, I'm sorry that your team got humiliated, pummeled, blown out, shouldn't have been there. I mean, I don't even know what they did, but you were unbelievable. God bless you, and thank you for the enjoyment you brought to me, to the Feiner household, and to the world.
There you go, Brandon. See?
Thank you very much. That game was 4 days ago. We're moving on to next Saturday, Stu.
We are on to last night's college football playoff rankings.
That's what we're on to.
Yes, it is that time of year, guys. Every Tuesday night, the committee hangs their hats at the door, bias averted, and they let us know who the best teams in the country are. Last night's interesting. The top five remain unchanged. Of course, there was some talk of maybe A&M jumping. Texas Tech, after their big win, they move up 2 spots all the way to number 6. Miami, now the highest-ranked ACC team despite being 7th in the ACC. You get Oregon getting bumped up a spot after their win. BYU drops to 12, Utah at 13. So the Big 12, 2 bids, still looking very alive. And then South Florida, now in the driver's seat for the G5 spot. And I'm with you, Ebo. I'm not happy about either. Thanks to Bob Chesney. He broke the Wake Up Barstool curse, finally getting a win on Saturday. So I'm a JMU guy. How are we feeling, Ebo?
Well, I don't like that you're calling it the group of 5 spot because it is 5 highest rated conference champions. The ACC could be finding their way outside of this playoff. They currently have a team that is in 7th place, like you said, as the conference champion, with a team that has no chance of making the conference championship.
By the way, they also could have 2 bids.
Yes, they could also have 2 bids.
It's more likely they have 2 bids than no bids.
Yes.
Because Miami is currently in the mix.
Well, so, I mean, but
they're right outside of the mix, but they're in the mix.
But, like, the only reason they're in this bracket is because they're the
got
highest-rated ACC team, right? Yeah. They wouldn't be in the bracket otherwise.
But
they're not that far off regardless. What are they in the actual ranking, 15?
15. Yeah. But there's a wall forming, Brandon. Are you aware of the wall that's forming at,
What's the wall
10 or 11?
Forming?
There are 2 teams in the SEC playing elimination games in Texas and Oklahoma this weekend.
That's right.
If they win, there's an impenetrable wall right there at 10 and 11 of 2 loss SEC teams.
They're both on the road, though.
Yeah.
They're both on the road. They're both underdogs. Oklahoma's at Alabama. Georgia's hosting Texas. So, yeah, there does look to be a potential logjam if certain things break the way they're going to break in the Big Ten and the SEC.
So there is right now, there is a very realistic chance that you will have 5, 10, and 2 SEC teams. In fact, to get seven SEC teams with 2 losses or less All that needs to happen basically is, well, the favorites would have to win out, except you would need Texas to beat UGA this weekend,
right,
and then A&M to end the season.
Sure.
And then if Oklahoma beats Alabama, and then every other favorite wins, like, and they're not hyper-competitive games, at least not on paper, then you're going to have 7 different teams. It'll be A&M, Bama, Georgia, Ole Miss, Texas, Vandy, and Oklahoma would all have 2 or less losses. That would be insane to sort out.
But even if those 2 things don't happen this weekend, you still have 5.
You're going to have 5. Yeah, you're going to have 5.
2 SEC teams, which is going to be an issue for the committee, an issue for the conference, an issue for everything. And then the Big Ten's still a mess. Well, everybody's still a mess. It's still mid-November.
I think the main thing that this tells you about last night and these rankings and everything is, up to this point, Miami, unless Georgia Tech can somehow beat Georgia later in the year, Miami is really like the one team in the ACC that the committee feels comfortable putting in there at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Based off of the Notre Dame win, based off of what they did at the beginning of the year. But even Miami now has really been sputtering a little bit. I don't know.
Can we talk about Miami? Because I feel like as a football populace, we just kind of threw them away when they got their second loss. They have an overtime loss to SMU. They lost to Louisville, who's what, number 20 or something like that. They lost to a couple of ranked teams, or SMU is 6-3, I believe, and they lost in overtime to SMU. They're 1 spot behind Vanderbilt, who has 0 ranked wins, and Vanderbilt really hasn't done much. Miami at least has the win over Notre Dame, who's in the top 10. Like, Miami was thrown a little bit too far down the rankings when they did lose.
Potentially, but I don't think they control their own destiny to get back to the ACC championship.
They certainly don't.
All right, like if you're going to argue that you think a Miami should make it over a 2-loss Vandy at large, I'm going to vehemently
okay,
disagree.
So there's where why would you? Miami has a win over Notre Dame. Miami has the 2 losses. Vanderbilt has 0 ranked wins. There's not a marquee win on Vanderbilt's schedule.
We've spent this entire year talking about the weakness of the ACC week in and week out, and so you're not going to convince me that going, even with the win over Notre Dame, that doesn't outweigh the toughness of Vandy's schedule, even if
where's their wins, T-Bob?
Well, it's still 6-2 in the SEC.
But where's their wins?
It's still 6-2 in the SEC. You spent the entire.
That sounds like SEC bias.
You've spent the entire. You can call it SEC bias or SEC objectivity. Is anybody going to sit here and say the ACC is objectively tougher than the SEC?
No, but with the win over Notre Dame, it certainly props Miami up.
It's a great piece of the resume, but it doesn't define the entire season.
What defines?
Like I can't tell. Are you playing devil's advocate here, or do you really believe it?
I'm asking what defines Vanderbilt's season at that point, other than they're just an SEC team.
Yeah, no, I mean that is it. They're an SEC team that went 10-2. And they'll have a nice win over Tennessee at the end. Like if they get it done, and we'll see, that's going to be a big challenge for Diego Pavia and company. But I think, again, I can't tell if you're playing devil's advocate.
I'm not.
Everybody listens to Unnecessary Roughness week in and week out. On these Saturday post-game shows, we have almost a weekly segment clowning the ACC for their failures.
But I've never clowned Miami. I've been on this team for a while. I was on this team in the offseason, and when they beat Notre Dame, I feel like the Notre Dame win is aging beautifully. And if you're looking at these rankings, and if you're looking at team to team, and resume against resume.
And Vandy had 3 ranked wins.
Really don't have one.
Vandy had 3 ranked wins at the time. And I know we always play this game of, why the time shouldn't matter. It does for multiple reasons. First off, because teams that still have belief are different than teams once they've been broken. Beyond that, it's one of those weird things where okay, let's say you get a top 10 win. That team doesn't finish in the top 10. Why didn't they finish in the top 10? Because you beat them.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about here?
I also think what you just pointed out about timing, we've kind of lost it a little bit, where now in this new 12-team playoff format, it's all about the resume and looking at everything from week 1 to week 13. And obviously the Notre Dame win, or the Miami win over Notre Dame, that was a great win, but it came back in August. How are these teams trending in late October, November, early December? That's what I think we've lost a little bit of. And I hope that at the end of the season, we do take into account momentum and how they're trending and where things are going overall.
Well, that's the problem I think people have with the SEC playing their bye game at the end of November.
Correct.
Is that it essentially makes it look like you are trending upwards nonstop, and when you lose does matter. And then when you lose clearly matters, because the number one thing propping up Miami on their resume is a win over Notre Dame, but it doesn't prop them up enough on their resume to be ahead of Notre Dame, even though they beat them because it was week 1.
So when it comes to Vanderbilt and Miami, it's not really picking on Vanderbilt or picking. I'm not looking at it like this is an ACC team and this is an SEC team. I consider them like South Carolina last year, where we got to November and everybody looked around and said, shouldn't South Carolina be a playoff team? And I was like, no, not really. They don't really have a win, and they shouldn't be ahead of the teams that beat them. And for Vanderbilt, I feel like they're just kind of getting dragged along by a conference where they really don't have anything about their team that is all that special.
Again, 3 ranked wins. Their losses are to Alabama and Texas, who are both inside the top 10. They have one of the most exciting quarterbacks in the entire country. I just don't know that I agree. And I also don't think that we can.
Where are these ranked wins? I mean, you're saying that the ranked wins they had. They don't have any ranked wins right now, currently, right?
But that's what. Okay. South Carolina, LSU, Mizzou. But that's what we just talked about. Right?
I know we did talk about it, but the committee is considering now. I'm not talking about us.
The committee is considering. Okay, I think we're getting a little bogged down on Miami Vandy. I think it's a little interesting after we have spent week in and week out talking about the weakness of the ACC compared to all the other conferences, even some arguments being formed that the American could be stronger.
Sure.
And now you're advocating for a team with 2 losses that is 7th in that conference. I just don't agree. But the other thing is, this will all play out.
Yeah.
If you look at last year's standings at this time, it looked to be just as muddied. Unexpected results happen. The favorites will not win every game, and this situation will likely clarify itself. One hypothetical that is starting to get some run. Have you all seen this? The idea that you could have undefeated Ohio State, undefeated Indiana in the Big Ten championship. And what that could mean is that both of those teams would essentially be guaranteed a first-round bye. And so what is the incentive to win the Big Ten championship? Like, should you sit your starters if you're going to get a bye regardless?
Mm-hmm. Also, the 1 seed, if you look at it right now, and then if you consider last year when Oregon was the undefeated 1 seed and they had the toughest road of anybody, waiting for them in the second round was number 8 seed Ohio State. Well, right now, 1 seed will get either Notre Dame or Oregon. That is miserable. You don't want to do that. And then I'd much rather take my chances with Ole Miss or Texas than Oregon or Notre Dame. So it's like, I don't know where the incentive would be to win that game.
They need to start doing the reseeding after the first round, because this is, as Brandon just pointed out, that 1 seed spot is not desirable.
It happened to Oregon last year.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, but last year it made sense because we were giving automatic top 4 seeds, right? Like,
yeah.
In theory, if we seed them based on what we believe, like this is supposed to be, it should work out differently. But to your point, Brandon, not a very friendly draw, even when seeded here.
No, I'm looking at this. I'd much rather be the 2 seed. I would take my chances as the 3 seed as well, as opposed to.
But you
would
in this hypothetical though, you would be the 4. Right, because the SEC champion and then the Big Ten champion would be 1-2. I think a 1-loss Texas Tech. That's the other thing about these rankings.
I think you'd probably be 3.
Well, yeah, I think a 1-loss Texas Tech Big 12 champion would be 3. You don't think?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Not compared to Indiana. Let's say it's Indiana.
Yeah.
Not compared to Indiana with the win over Oregon. I think they would, if they're not beholden to putting Texas Tech over Indiana, I think they would keep Indiana there.
Yeah, maybe you're right, especially if they're undefeated. So, but I mean, it does kind of point out a flaw in the system.
Yeah.
Well, and one that's maybe an edge case, and maybe one that doesn't even come to light.
There are flaws in the system, and there are flaws in the system that we have to go through the system a couple of years to figure out.
Yeah.
It's why last year when we realized Penn State had a free road to the semifinal, and Ohio State and Oregon were playing in the third round or the quarterfinal round, we found out that flaw. We fixed it. Now we'll find something out over the next month. We'll fix that.
Call.
Last year would have been a perfect system if we still had the correct system in place nationally. If we had 5 power conferences and Oregon was winning the Pac-12 and Texas was winning the Big 12 and Ohio State won the Big 10, we have ruined college football by making these super conferences and making the playoff system basically obsolete.
Ding, 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 ding. The biggest problem right now in college football are the super conferences and are the 18-team conferences, 16-team conferences, and is creating these schedules where teams can sneak into this thing. It's creating a whole lot of problems. It's creating a scenario where Ohio State and Indiana are both undefeated. And there's so many problems with the super conferences. We ought to have USC and Oregon battling it out on the West Coast right now. We ought to have the Midwest with Ohio State and Indiana. We ought to have what we had. What we had was beautiful.
Regional champions and then meet in a tournament
Correct.
of the regions.
That's exactly how it should be.
The one thing I will say
But like we can't. But there's no point in crying about that anymore. It's done.
No, I would like to cry about that.
I know you can cry about it.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong. I'm going to cry about it.
This whole show should be crying.
Okay.
That's the whole point of talking about sports is to cry.
What do you got?
The one beautiful thing about that bracket right now, though. Beautiful. A playoff game in Lubbock, a playoff game in Eugene. I get tingly thinking about that.
Stu, so I mean, and this is funny because like we're doing a national show right now, right? And college football can be hit or miss a bit nationally. Obviously, you bet on everything. Do you care about this conversation at all? Like, do you care about the college football playoff? Do these rankings do anything for you?
College football right now for me is Indiana, Ohio State. Let's play it right now. Let's have a 4-game series. Let's have them play 4 straight games because bottom line, that's everything. That's the whole kit and caboodle. Big Ten championship. Let's go.
So you don't believe in like an A&M or a Texas Tech? Because I mean, come on. I mean, you know how it is, dude. It's a 60-minute fight. Like the better team, you play that game 10 times. Yeah, the better team might win 7. But what happens if we live in the reality where, you know, the 30% reality?
I mean, Arizona State could have beat Texas last year.
They had him.
I mean, look, playoff rankings and the rankings don't mean anything. Just put a number up. I'm going to go against the odds maker. Let me fight the odds maker. I'm not fighting the teams, but personally, on a personal level, I don't remember being so. I have to go back maybe like the years ago, Alabama, Georgia. You know, whoever wins Alabama, Georgia in the championship game is going to win the national championship. So that's how I feel about Indiana, Ohio State. I don't see them messing up. I don't see them slipping.
I agree.
So they're 2 elite teams, and they're better than everyone else, and they're going to negate each other. So let's have it go.
The committee has done a good job, or I guess college football has done a good job, making us care about rankings in early and mid-November that don't matter at all. There's so much football left to be played.
Yeah, there's a lot of football. In fact,
you were arguing about Miami and Vanderbilt. Miami might be 8-4 in 2 weeks.
Yeah, and Vandy could lose against Tennessee.
Sure.
Right? I mean, a million things could happen. Great games going down this weekend. You got Notre Dame at Pitt, Virginia at Duke, Oklahoma at Bama, Texas at UGA, USF at Navy. These are all games that could have real big playoff impacts. Coming up next, here on Wake Up Barstool, it's time for Brandon Walker's Whysman, okay? Who should you be looking at for a Heisman? Who are we not talking about enough? Who are we maybe talking about too much? And don't go anywhere because we got Jeremiyah Love coming on. Speaking of Whysman, at the end of the hour, more Wake Up Barstool next.
Where is it?
Yeah, where is that?
Brandon took it.
I took it.
Brandon confiscated the
Why'd you
football.
take the football?
Because y'all were throwing it too much and it was bothering me.
Okay, that's fair.
I'll give it back. If
No,
you
that's
guys-
fair. No.
Brandon's an
Fair enough.
anti-football guy. He's an anti-football
Fair
guy.
enough.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Right?
He's the star. You know
I
what
agree.
I'm saying?
I agree.
You're the navigator. You run the show.
Yep.
But he's the star.
I
No,
agree.
you guys were just, you're throwing it over my head during the break. You were talking
having a
about
fun
what you're
time.
talking
Star,
about.
stop talking. You're
Yeah,
the
you
star.
don't-
What you say
Okay.
goes.
Fine.
You don't need to justify yourself, Cap. We're just here to, like you said, we're going to navigate. We're going to keep the ship on the road. Stu, you're working the ropes and whatnot. Connor, scrub the deck. Ebo, you can make sure the torches stay lit. Anyway,
Not very tall torches.
welcome back.
But they're brilliant.
I obviously
Honor
know
and Ebo
nothing.
brilliant. Shout out Ebo.
I obviously know
Shout out
nothing about sailing. I don't think.
No,
keeping
you
the
didn't know.
I don't
Why would there
think-
be torches?
I don't know. I was trying to think of
DJ
boat
Fleck
jobs.
famously keep the torches lit.
Yeah. Keep the torch. Okay, you want to row? You can row, Evo. So it's time. Once again, we do it every single Wednesday. It is time for Brandon Walker's Whysman List. Okay, we all know who the favorites are, right?
Sure.
And there's a conversation to be explored. Okay, let's start here before we get into who you think we should be talking about. If I offered you, say in Mendoza or the field, from a gambling perspective, who would you take?
So that's an interesting question. It leads right into what I am going to talk about.
Oh, okay.
Because Mendoza and Sayin have kind of made their pitches over the last couple of weeks. Sayin with his continued dominance, and then Fernando Mendoza with his Heisman moment the other day, leading the win against Indiana.
And leading the nation in touchdowns responsible for. I looked that up this morning. 31 in the year for Mendoza.
But now it is time for the SEC guys to make their move. Now it's time for Ty Simpson at plus 450 and Gunnar Stockton, who am I missing him? I don't even
No,
see
he's right there at plus
35 to 1.
35 to 1.
God, I can't.
I've
My
got
eyes are
Gunnar.
so bad.
Gunnar Stockton's right in the middle. So we got Ty Simpson plus 450, Gunnar Stockton plus 3,500. Again, the Big Ten guys. Fernando Mendoza had his big moment last week. I don't see another big moment on his schedule. But now is when Gunnar Stockton has a chance for a big moment against Texas at home.
Yep.
Now is a chance where Ty Simpson has a chance defense against a very good defense, maybe the best defense in the SEC in Oklahoma. If Ty Simpson can go out there and torch that defense, and it has been torched before, Trinidad Chambliss did it. If Ty Simpson at home for Alabama can go out and make a statement this weekend, if Gunnar Stockton can make a statement, they've been quietly excellent all year. And Gunnar Stockton, if you want to talk about Heisman moments, we act like it wasn't because it happened early in the season. But how about at Tennessee, 4th and 8?
Yeah, 4th and 8
throws the prettiest pass of the year. Ty Simpson does the same thing at Missouri on, I believe, 4th and 8. He has a beautiful pass. The moments are there. Now's the time, if they can win these big marquee games at home in November, I feel like they can really, really, really shoot up the odds boards this weekend when Mendoza and Sayin really just aren't going to be able to say anything.
The only thing with Stockton is you see the numbers there. He's just going to lack.
Not great.
He's going to lack the raw numbers. But I'm with you. Like, game on the line, I don't know if there's a quarterback in the he would be a top 5 quarterback in the country game on line that I would take right now. What about Diego Pavia? And I understand it kind of even goes back to our Vanderbilt conversation from earlier. I'm a bit worried about not having the stage, certainly, because when he had his 2 biggest games, he didn't manage to pull off wins. But right now, he's the 4th highest rated quarterback in the country. He's, from a pure passing perspective, 4th highest rated. He's 3rd in the country in touchdowns responsible for. Leads the, outside of Mendoza, leads the Power 4 in that category. He's accounting for 300 total yards a game. He's thrown for 240, rushing for 60, and that's with sacks taken away.
Sure.
So, I guess my question is this. I don't think he'll have the stage. Tennessee will be a relatively big one. If he really balls out there, that'll be the only chance he has. But does the narrative, the almost 2-year narrative of Diego Pavia bringing Vanderbilt from the depths of college football all the way to the playoff, if they finish 10-2, he plays well, could that ring large enough to get in here?
I think it gets him to New York, possibly. I think it gets him in the conversation. Listen, there's a lot of quarterbacks every year that have terrific seasons, terrific stories, and they don't quite win the award for most outstanding player in college football. And I think that's where Diego Pavia is. He would need a huge moment. He would need a stage, and he would need to be able to say, this is when I made the difference. And he had that chance at Alabama, and he turned the ball over twice in the red zone. And if he had that win under his belt, yeah, we could talk about it. But ultimately, I think he is a very good quarterback. He's also 36 years old. He's 36 years old, so I don't even know if he should be eligible for this award. He should be 35 and under. But he is a very good quarterback with a very good story. I think it falls just short of what Julian Sayin's doing. And if you want to say, hey, he has taken Vanderbilt to playoff level and therefore deserves consideration for the Heisman.
Oh, there's Mendoza.
Mendoza's there.
Yeah.
Mendoza's at the worst place in America for college football, and he's going to go undefeated. So, it's hard when somebody's got a better story, even though somebody else did it last year.
Yeah,
for that
that's
team.
what I was saying. Split. That'd be this hair split there. What about? I mean, obviously Jeremiyah Love's in this conversation. Talk Love.
So this, I want to talk to the producer of the show, right?
Yeah.
Because last night we're in the group chat getting this show ready, and I say who we're going to do this week. I say we're going to do Stockton, we're going to do Simpson because they have these big moments, and the producer's like, well, we got Jeremiyah Love on the show. I've been on the Jeremiyah Love train. I had Jeremiyah Love on this segment 3 weeks ago when I said, hey, coming up, he's going to have USC. He's going to have all these games. He's going to go big, and you're going to be talking about him. And guess what? He went big, and we're talking about him. So, producer, I'm way ahead of you.
Sorry.
Way ahead of you.
Yeah, Matt hit you with the cough.
He
Jeremiyah
did.
Love.
You gave him the lozenge, correct?
I did, and it's so. And by the way, my voice is probably only making it to about 8 o'clock, but it is so. What is it? Arrogant, condescending to do cough.
Matt, cough was pretty aggressive.
Yeah.
If we're just being honest, trust tree, kind of helping each other out, critiquing cough was maybe a little much. Boys, a name you want to add before we get into the big games?
Nothing really. I have no other.
You're not adding Grunk?
No, we're not getting grunky with the Heisman. I just think with Julian saying, is there a chance he's going to get penalized for not having a Heisman moment? Because they've just been dismantling everybody.
No, wait. He's got the opportunity coming up, though. At Michigan and Indiana back-to-back is the opportunity for that moment.
That's like part of the reason why we're talking about these Heisman moments that we've had so far along this season is because these quarterbacks have been in tight games, maybe games that they shouldn't be in tight games with, and then all of a sudden Ohio State is just beating everybody, rolling them by 20 or 30 points.
You need 4 things. You need record, you need highlights, you need moments, you need stats. Sayin's going to have the stats, no problem.
Highlights.
He's going to have the record, no problem. He's got the highlights. Now he just needs maybe 1 or 2 big throws against Michigan or Indiana, and I think he's right there.
Ebo, if those 2 big throws are to Jeremiah Smith, who benefits more?
My problem with the Jeremiah Smith building the resume for Heisman is that Carnell Tate's on the other side putting up equal or similar numbers.
That's why I love it, because so far this season through 10 games, Carnell Tate has been eating into it. If Jeremiah what's his name?
Jeremiah Smith.
If Jeremiah Smith dominates Michigan, dominates Indiana, has 200 yards, 3 touchdowns, and Carnell Tate doesn't eat into his stats in those games, he skyrockets right to the top.
I'll also say that the J.J. Smith rebrand that Ohio State
don't like
doing, I think it might be hurting his case because maybe people are getting confused with the two. There's 2 guys on Ohio State.
Yeah.
J.J. Smith and Jeremiah Smith.
So are they doing it because there's 2 Jeremiahs in the Heisman race?
Not sure.
Jeremiyah Love, Jeremiah Smith?
Yeah. What about him?
But they have different last names. So why would they rebrand him to JJ Smith?
It seems a little late in the game for a rebrand.
It does.
If we're being honest. All right, look, we'll talk about the big games coming up a bit later. Right now, I believe we're going to do a Stu Feiner AMA.
Whoa.
What? Are we sure about that?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you, producers. Okay, here we go. So, okay, I see what we're doing. We're teasing hour number 2. Follow Wake Up Barstool at Wake Up Barstool. Stu Feiner will answer your questions in hour number 2. Drop any questions you have for the source, and we have the first question.
Real quick, who thought this was a good idea?
Hey, I love it.
I did.
I love it.
I love it.
Can you
My
ask
wife Sandy loved it.
Can you ask Stu about the first parlay card he hit in a bowling alley with his father's friend when he was 13? Great story about his first recognition of odds and gambling at a young age. Question, what were the odds in the first ever parlay card you hit at the bowling alleys?
Wow. That's going back.
Did you just get Nardwine?
My father was in the men's Jewish club at Farmingdale Jewish Center, and they had a bowling league. So I used to go with my father to the bowling league, and obviously it was only really to meet girls because the other fathers brought their daughters. So I was like, the cat's meow. It's like Stu. And I ate French fries, and I had a hot dog and French fries at a bowling alley. Nothing better. Literally, when I was a kid, nothing better. So what would happen is the first time I got really the first experience with gambling was these parlay cards. So right before bowling started, this kid came out and gave all the men parlay cards. And it would have the entire slate of the NFL and the entire slate of college football. And everybody would just be circling. So I said, Pop, what is this? And he explained it to me that teams getting bet throughout the country throughout the season. And they make a line. So you have to pick 3 teams. 3 teams have to win. It pays 6-1, and then you go from there. Now, you could play 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 teams. So my father taught me through basically, smacking me in the face, trashing my house, pushing my mother, ruining dinner, that if the Oakland Raiders and the Minnesota Vikings did not win, you got a problem in my house in the 70s. You have a problem, a legit problem. I love my father. I would die for my father. Rest in peace. But he was a rageaholic. He never bet in his life, was not a gambler. But he had a passion that when he said he wanted something to happen, it was as if he bet $1 million on it. It was unbelievable.
Wow.
So if the Raiders and the Vikings didn't win, me and my brother really got beat. So I took the Raiders, I took the Vikings, and I took the Bears. And what he taught me is defense wins games. Home teams have a big advantage. And if you're an underdog getting points, that is how you're supposed to gamble, even though he never gambled. So I looked at the card and I said, all right, Raiders, Vikings, Bears. Bang, it hit. And that was my first Stu Feiner experience into being the source, the gambling legend.
Wow, 13
that's how it
years
started.
Old at the Farmington Jewish Center.
Farmingdale Jewish Center. Farmingdale Lanes.
Shout out to the Farmingdale
Lanes, Farmingdale Jewish Center. It's no longer there. It's a mosque.
Do you want to shout out any of the young ladies that were so excited to see Stu?
Oh, listen, first of all, let me shout out my wife, because can I ask you something? Do you guys ever have a panic that because it's a live show, and I'm sweating right now, that your alarm's not going to go off and you're going to miss the show?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so that's
Every week.
So I got up I got up at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. I'm like, 4:30. Sandy, what time is it? Because I get up at 5 to shower. And it was crazy. So I just want to say, shout out Sandy. And I want to say, shout out Janet Fain, the smartest woman in the world and the funniest woman in the world. So that pretty much covers it right now for that.
There we go, Stu Feiner. Okay, look, we got more questions coming up in hour number 2 with Stu. Again, go follow Wake Up Barstool on Twitter, and you can respond with your questions. We'll get to those. Coming up next, well, we still have Jeremiah Smith coming up at the end of this hour, and we have Jeremiyah Love. Oh, man.
See, I did it too.
JJ.
Yeah. It's because I was actually panicking about what's next. Griff-Ins Outs next, then Jeremiyah Love to close out the hour. Don't go anywhere. More Wake Up Barstool here on FS1. Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool. It's time for Griff-Ins Outs.
Love it. Thank you, T-Bob. What we saw in sports this past weekend that we liked, that we want to bring with us into the following weekend and beyond, as well as the stuff that wasn't so cool that we want to leave behind.
Yeah.
So my first in, of course, is getting consent. Getting consent specifically to score.
Yeah.
Travion Henderson, he
this
had
is
this
very
long
funny.
run the other day. The Patriots are up 21-16. He could have technically taken a dive here and gone down at the goal line, but he looks over at the sideline and he says, hey, should I go in here? Should I score? He gets the go-ahead. I haven't seen this, actually. I've never seen this happen in the middle of a play, but I loved everything about it. Sometimes there's a debate, like, is it better to go down here? He asks, make sure, this is a lesson for everybody, before you get in the end zone, just check. Am I good here? Am I allowed to go in? And that's
Well, and
what he
like
did.
Vrabel's like the king of situational shenanigans. So it was good to check with the head man.
Yes,
Good job,
I love
Travion.
that. Yeah.
The wherewithal of the coaches to be able to know in the moment, go ahead and go was pretty sharp.
Yeah, I like it. So getting consent, that's number one.
Yeah,
Very,
that's-
very
that's
important.
Always good.
That's
Yes.
an eternal end, guys. We're going to say that's an
Griffin.
evergreen end. What do we
That
got?
goes without saying. Anyway, my next out, my first out, it's the NFL Weekly Awards, sticking with the NFL. Dylan Gabriel is up for Rookie of the Week this week. I have no idea why. He has been absolutely dreadful. One of the worst players I've ever seen play the game at that position. He's missing.
That seems like a lot.
He's missing throws. I've never seen people miss throws before. It's been really rough. The Browns fans, if I'm a Browns fan and I'm seeing this on my Twitter timeline, I'm chucking my phone out the window. And I think the NFL Weekly Awards, if he's in the running, they've lost all credibility and legitimacy to me. I did not like seeing this on the timeline.
If I'm a Browns fan, I'm taking any win I can get. I'm hanging a banner for that if he wins that.
Well, didn't we just show a highlight of Travion Henderson running like
Right.
yeah, like what are we talking
And
about?
Buka
here?
had a touchdown in that game as well.
Yes, I think there are 6 people up for the award. Dylan Gabriel is one of them. Yeah, just been a really, really rough season for Browns fans. But I guess, Ebo, that's a good point. Maybe it's a consolation. I don't know. My next in, it's Fleetwood Mac.
What?
You like Fleetwood Mac?
Love.
Love Fleetwood Mac.
Love.
Yes. Fleetwood Mac.
Top 10 band all time ever against anyone on any genre.
Look at this.
I would agree.
Did you see this? Look at this.
Mick Fleetwood was performing with the USC marching band. So this
Oh
goes
my
back
gosh.
all the way back to 1979.
Wow.
When the USC marching band was in the Tusk music video. They were heavily featured in that song. And then Mick Fleetwood, he paid it forward. Here in 2025, Friday night, he's performing with the marching band at USC at halftime. I think they were playing Tusk too.
God,
Just
how
electric.
cool to be one of the band members.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So for anybody at home, maybe for the youngsters out there, listen to some Fleetwood Mac. Listen to some Dreams, some Gypsy, some Silver Springs maybe.
They
I don't
probably
know.
already heard it due to TikTok.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, like they probably Fleetwood Mac's huge on the talk. All right, what do we got? What's out?
Well, Brandon, if you didn't like that, you could go your own way. My next out, it's tardiness. Tardiness is out. In sports, if you're not early, you're late. Here's Klay Thompson. He's picking up his megastar girlfriend from the airport, and he was late to pick her up. He felt so terrible about it. He's got the bouquet of flowers to apologize. Picking somebody up from the airport is one of the most annoying things that you could do. Just accept that your entire day is chalked up. Get there early. Make sure you're there, especially for somebody as fine as Megan Thee Stallion.
Now, but didn't buying the flowers make him more late?
I think maybe that was just what he was doing in general. He
Okay,
would have had the flowers
okay,
regardless.
okay.
I'm not 100% sure. All I know is that he was late and he had to face the wrath of the internet for being late. And listen, it's been a tough season for Klay Thompson. He's been rough in Dallas. Seems like nothing's going right for him. I hate to
Nothing's
see
gone
that
right
as
in
well.
Dallas. Okay, what's next?
That's true. Very true. My next in, it's being a baller. And I mean this also literally. Reggie Bullock bought an island a couple years back in Belize.
What?
Yeah, he has his own private island in Belize. where he's just having a great time, and it's for his friends and family, and he invites some of his teammates. It's beautiful. They did a whole like expose on it. That's what I'm saying. So that's where the being a baller thing comes in, because I think he only averaged like 7 points for his career, and he's still making this insane NBA money. If you're a little kid out there and you want to go into sports, I know baseball has these massive contracts. Being an NBA superstar, not even a superstar in the NBA, just being an NBA.
It's definitely that simple, Connor.
Yeah,
all you gotta do,
go to the NBA.
All you gotta do is
just go to the NBA. That's all you need to do.
Be the 0.01% of the most genetically gifted natural human beings on the face of the planet.
If you are an athlete, a very talented athlete, NBA basketball is your best bet. But my next out, pardon me, it's my last out. It's switching sides. We've seen this with Jimmy Fallon. We've seen it with Rob Lowe. Now we see it with Prince Harry. This is weeks ago, he was at Game 4, Dodgers Blue Jays World Series. This guy, I don't know if he met her, but they spent a lot of their early relationship, Meghan Markle, with the Toronto fans. They were in Toronto.
Get over yourselves, Canada.
And like she was filming Suits there at the time. He's also, Canada and the UK, they share a monarchy, and he's in line to rule. So anyway, that was outrageous. He apologized for it. He put on the Blue Jays hat, but still, it doesn't make up for the fact that he was wearing the LA Dodgers hat.
Suck it up, Canada.
Yeah.
All right, coming up next, we got Jeremiyah Love, Notre Dame superstar, coming up here on Wake Up Barstool. Don't go anywhere. You're going to see that. Tell your Irish-loving friends about it. Fighting Irish. Or just, if they're from Ireland. Maybe if they're Catholic.
Tell Ireland.
Tell Ireland. What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool. Right now, one of the best guests we've ever had. We got the phenom, Jeremiyah Love, Heisman candidate, Notre Dame running back.
We love you.
Ass kicker here on the show. Jeremiyah, what's up, man? How we doing this morning?
I'm great. How y'all doing, man?
We're doing very well. Okay, look, one thing I want to start with is Notre Dame as a team, y'all season, okay? Come out the gates, couple of huge challenges early on, fall down to 0-2, but my God, if y'all didn't right the ship, stay locked in, you're doing great now. What was the message in the locker room? What were the vibes around the team after that very tough 0-2 start?
I mean, the message really after, starting off 0-2 was to just keep going and stay together. Because at the end of the day, we still had a chance to do whatever we want to do. So the message was just stay together, reset after A&M game and get ready for the next week. And then just during that week of preparation, just do everything you can do individually and then as a team to give, the program the best chances to go out there and win a game. But the message was to stay together and just keep going and putting in work.
Jeremiyah, hello. I'm Brandon Walker, the #1 college football media personality in the entire galaxy. Good to see you. My question is about your 94-yard run against Boston College. As we kind of put this Heisman run together and all that, it's going to be a lot of highlights here, but you had the 94-yard run against Boston College, and about the 50-yard line, you turn and look towards the Notre Dame sideline. You turn and look towards your teammates, and I have been wondering ever since I saw it, I think this is awesome. Were you laughing with your teammates? Were you motivating them? Were you just saying, "Look at me"? Were you what was your thought process when you're doing that?
I was actually looking for my coach because before we went into that drive, he was like, "I bet you won't take it 96 or 94."
No way!
Oh wow, that's
I was
amazing.
looking for him, trying to stare him down as I was running. So yeah, a lot of people think I think they thought I was just looking at the sideline doing whatever, but no, I was looking for my coach, trying to stare him down and
that's even better.
He hit him with the say less. He's like, I bet.
By the way, did you find him on the run, or did you have to score a touchdown and then go back and find him?
I didn't find him. I had to find him after the run, which sucks. He kind of slowed on. He was in the back. He was trying to run. He just ain't that fast.
So this does beg the question, Jeremiyah. I mean, there's that run. There's a 98-yard against Indiana last year. I talked to you already off air about the incredible Penn State goal line run. There's last week against Navy, where you're dead to rights in the backfield. You somehow stay on your feet, touchdown. What's your favorite run you've ever had? And then maybe also, what's your just favorite feeling or moment at that position playing running back?
So my favorite run is last year against USC. where I hurdled a guy, and then I trucked the guy after that. It's really like I feel like that's my favorite run because it's the culmination of everything about me. I feel like spectacular playmaker, power, and just speed all in one. But my favorite like moments, like as a running back, I guess you could say, is probably when I like execute like a perfect block. It's like very satisfying because like those guys are coming from depth as fast as they can, and I just stone them. And then most of the time that happens, it gives CJ the opportunity to throw a freaking bomb, which he does most of the time, and it's very satisfying to see. Him throw a bomb, me execute a perfect block, and then one of the receivers score a touchdown.
It's a first-round pick answer there, boys.
So
running back pass blocking, I mean, that's a first-round pick answer right there,
Perfect.
boys.
So, Jeremiah, none of us here are good athletes at all. And the ones who are good athletes are getting old rapidly. So we don't have the feeling. What's better, hurdling a guy or trucking a guy?
I would say hurdling a guy.
That's what I was
Yeah,
gonna
it's
say.
like video game stuff, dude.
Right.
That's insane. Go ahead, Stu.
Jeremiah, Stu Feiner here on the set. How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Okay, first of all, congratulations on an unbelievable year. So exciting for your future. Ending college football, going into the NFL, it's like all your dreams came true. And we know how hard you've worked. Now, one of the content providers that work at Barstool Sports, his name is Frank the Tank. Do you know him? Do you know of him or not really?
Frank.
He does these.
Yeah.
Okay, so Frank is coming to Notre Dame on Thursday
What is Stu pitching?
for his 50th birthday. And he's going to get a tour of Notre Dame, and he loves Notre Dame. It's his favorite college football team. And 3 years ago, he went with Shane Gillis, the comedian, and Shane took him to the game. So he's so excited to be at Notre Dame. And I just want to say, it's an iconic representation of really life and the United States. And Frank the Tank is going to be looking for you to give you a big hug. So it's going to be his 50th birthday. You won't miss him. He's a big guy, not as big as he used to be. He went from 5'25" to 325.
Is there a question in there?
And I just wanted to say that I love you, and Frank loves you, and he'll be at Notre Dame, walking the field, walking the stadium. It's an honor to have you on. Wake up, Barstool!
Hell yeah. Okay. Jeremiah, I hope that was really nice. So if you see Frank in a couple of weeks, say hello. You mentioned
No,
CJ.
this Thursday.
Oh, this Thursday. Sorry. If you see him,
he's
say
going to be 50
hello.
years old. He could be anywhere in the world.
Dude, we got to ask him
Hold on, we got his
questions.
questions too.
I think
Hold on.
Billy will be for him.
Jeremiah, you mentioned CJ throwing a bomb, right? And maybe one of the most surprising aspects of this year has been the emergence of CJ Carr. I looked it up today. He's the third highest rated quarterback in the country.
Yeah, he's good.
Right now. Like, as somebody who's been there with him side by side, how do you think at such a young age he's managed to affect this growth during the season?
I just say, just to people CJ has been surrounded with, have constantly just been pouring into him, and making sure that he's ready whenever his opportunity came. When his opportunity came, he was ready. CJ put in the work. He's very consistent. It's very competitive. So like CJ had all the tools he needed to make sure that he was ready. And once the season started, he was ready from the get-go, and got off to a great start. And he's just been growing ever since the beginning of the season. He's going to continue to elevate and just get better as a player and get smarter as a football player too.
Jeremiah, non-football question for you really quick. I would contend that Notre Dame has the best fight song in all of college football. I was wondering if you have it saved on whatever streaming platform you use on, or if you listen to it when you're in the dorm rooms, or would you say that? Would you say you guys have the best fight song in all of sports potentially?
I would say definitely. I feel like it's kind of really iconic, really. I don't have it saved anywhere. Or like I don't really like listen to it like outside of like the football facility, or whenever we doing stuff after the game, like I don't really listen to it at all. But definitely when I listen to it, it's very iconic. It's very iconic. The best in whatever sport.
Get you
Well,
going.
you've triggered it quite a few times. I'm told that we have some Jeremiyah Love high school photos. That's right, back in his days from St. Louis, some yearbook photos. Let's take a look at it. Oh, look at that guy. Freshman, sophomore, junior year. Jeremiah, you go back in time. You see this young man here. What advice are you giving him?
I was just telling him
Get better shirts.
Keep doing you, or keep being yourself, and have fun and doing whatever you want to do. Just don't let anything get too serious. Just enjoy your youth and enjoy being in high school with no responsibilities.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
yeah,
that
true.
sounds awesome.
Yeah, that ended very, very true and wise right there. Hey, Jeremiah, thank you so much, man. Again, we all love watching you play. We love you. Kick ass this Saturday against Pitt, man.
Blow them out.
Go Notre Dame. And yeah, man, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me on.
All right, tell Coach Freeman we said what's up as well. All right, hour number 2. What? Where you give me that look?
I meant to ask him about Coach Freeman.
Yeah, instead we let Ebo.
I
ask
saw
him.
Coach Freeman.
We let Stu.
I saw Coach Freeman
break the take for 2 minutes, and then we let Ebo ask a player.
Right,
Is it your favorite fight song? Like he's not going to answer. It's his
I saw
favorite
Coach
fight
Freeman at a WWE event. I was just going to ask him, what's it like playing for a guy who still believes in fake sports? Yeah,
We'll get him
We'll
next
have back on. We'll have back on.
But
All
we
right.
love wrestling.
I know.
Hour 2.
We love it.
We got to go to break. Hour 2 of Wake Up Barstool. Don't go anywhere. We got a lot left. Hannah Montoya's Football Fast Sport. AMA with Stu Feiner. A lot going on here on Wake Up Barstool. Should have got that catch of the hat on camera. That was
There's a museum.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back. This is Wake Up Barstool and FS1. This is hour number 2. I'm T-Bob Abear. He's Brandon Walker. The two guys flirting over there, Ebo and Connor Griffin, and our fearless leader, the actual star of the show, the source, Stu Feiner, right back there. Credit to Stu. Great friend. Everybody needs a guy like Stu in their corner, right? It's Frank's 50th birthday.
Yeah.
And Stu wanted to make sure that Jeremiyah Love shows some loves for our guy when he shows up to Notre Dame. That's a great story, though. I didn't realize that. So Dave told Frank he'd send him anywhere in the world.
Frank could go anywhere in the world.
Italy.
Anywhere.
France.
He says he wants to go to Notre Dame and walk the field.
Wow.
And then he's gonna have the football in his hand. He's gonna run.
That's
Tonight we're taking him to Bavette's.
Oh, let's
he,
go.
Sandy, and Carmen. Rossi taking Frank out too for his 50th birthday to Bavette's, and because Frank's a steak guy, loves steak. So Frank's gonna be eating steak tonight.
Oh, let's go, man! I love it so much. Shout out Frank the Tank. All
I
right.
started my food plan, by the way. I don't know if you knew that.
No, tell me.
Yeah, so I eat half of what I'm supposed to eat. I don't go appetizers. I just go soup and a meal, and that's it.
But you're the most legendary meal orderer of all time.
I just had a phlebotomy done. I have too many red blood cells in my body.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I take the T shot every week. Certain times that could happen.
Okay.
But things are happening in my body right now. So,
It's too
it's
early
over.
in the morning, man.
No, it's over.
So you got a phlebotomy. It looks like Brandon wants a lobotomy.
It's too early in the
But
morning.
Brandon, the real question is, guys,
Colonoscopy?
has he had one?
I don't know.
Have you had
I
one?
didn't know he's 46, by the way.
Have you had one?
You look
36.
amazing for
He's
46.
36. He's 36.
Amazing.
Disagree.
He's
but
36.
No, you look amazing.
Thank you very much.
Have
I'm
you had your
46.
colonoscopy yet?
No, I have not. In the week since last week, I have not scheduled and gone through with a colonoscopy.
I just know it's
And
a
also,
busy time of year. It's easy to get distracted. We want to look out for you, right?
Listen, if you want to do a segment, because I need to do my third, have Dave.
We're not going to do content around.
No, have Dave. You got a doctor here, and you and me will hold hands, and we'll just get one.
What's
we'll get
Dave
one.
got to do with our colonoscopies?
Well, he has to pay for it. It'd be about
I
$15,000.
got money.
No. You're gonna pay out of your pocket. You and me.
Pause. It's $15,000.
$15,000.
Health insurance.
That's the copay?
No, it's what it costs for. No, it's what it costs for a call.
Well, I have
no.
If you just want a
talking about-
voluntary
I'm
one,
talking
if
about
you
a
just want it for a fun
colonoscopy. Wake Up Barstool. Me and Brandon right here. You're staring.
No.
And no, you can't see nothing. This is national TV. This is G. But I think it would do ratings.
It would do ratings.
I don't know one person who's ever had a colonoscopy nationally.
Yeah.
Brandon Walker, Stu Feiner.
It's true. It's a
The
great
greatest
idea.
college mind in the world, and the man who has done more with less is me.
That's right. So check that out. Okay, guys, producers.
Shout out colonoscopy.
Let's just put that in the, feather.
Shout out Bavette's. Shout out Frank, 50th birthday.
That's true. And shout out to Men's Health. Now, shout out to the NFL. We got a few
men's health.
What's that? Yeah, speaking of men's health, exactly. God.
Yeah, you missed that one.
That's why he's the star. You know, what am I going to do? Travis Hunter, out for the season after having LCL surgery. This is such a bummer, and I hate how production has framed it here as the immediate question that we're supposed to explore is: should the Jaguars make Travis Hunter a full-time receiver?
Well, it's a legitimate question.
It
but
is.
It shows how. Shut up, producer. It shows how amazing his run at Colorado was.
Yes.
Because you're not supposed to do what he did at Colorado. You're not supposed to play 90% of your team snaps. You're not supposed to play 130 snaps a game. It is crazy that he was as elite as he was doing that, and he never got dinged up. He never missed any game time, any significant game time. That was the exception and not the rule. It's going to be tough to beat Travis Hunter in the NFL. It just is.
The dumbest argument against Travis Hunter was always that snaps is not a stat. Snaps, when you're playing,
It's the most incredible stat.
it's incredible.
Yeah, it is. And, Connor, do you want to weigh in here before I go?
I think in general, the Jaguars, they got to put him at receiver. Brian Thomas Jr. has taken a dip this year.
Why receiver though? Because I think he's elite as a corner. I mean, you could use an elite corner too.
But this injury stemmed from, it was a non-contact injury where he was playing defense. I think cornerbacks probably have a lower shelf life. Receiver,
I don't know that that's true at all.
I think receiver, you could be elite at that position longer than being an elite cornerback.
I think I agree with that, based off of being like proactive versus reactive.
Yes.
Like
Well,
receiver knows the cuts they're going to make, and cornerbacks react.
And Trevor Lawrence, they're really trying to make him work in Jacksonville. It has not hit yet. As I said, Brian Thomas Jr. hasn't come along. Parker Washington has come along as a wide receiver a little bit, but they need him as a weapon for Trevor Lawrence.
I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to engage in the sunken cost fallacy.
Sure.
Because I was a massive advocate of playing him both ways. I remain a massive advocate of playing him both ways. I don't want to cap my king. He did things that nobody has ever done because he was allowed to and encouraged to in college. And to, after 1 year and a bad break, say that experiment is just done. When, like, think about how you think about quarterbacks, right? A rookie quarterback, a lot of times say, oh no, you got to give him time. He still has time to develop. It's no different with any other position. One of my best friends from college, Joe Barksdale, shout out, very good NFL offensive lineman for a long time. I remember talking to him before year 7, and he told me, T-Bob, I think for the first time in my life, I actually know football. So, like, I'm going to get rich or die trying if with Travis Hunter here. Like, I'm going to continue this experiment, not going to cap him, and then if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but I'll be damned if I bail on the experiment after year 1.
Well, let me ask you this. What's better, having 2 pretty good players, having a pretty good wide receiver and a pretty good corner, or going all in and having a possibly elite corner or elite receiver? What's better? I think it's, if he could be an elite corner for 5 years in the NFL, that's the path forward, I think.
They're investing a lot in this guy, and personally, I don't think playing him on both sides of the ball is great for that investment. I think the longevity there is not high.
If he could be at Colorado, he was an elite receiver and an elite cornerback. To do that in the NFL, I just don't know you can reach that level at this level of football. I'm not trying to prove the guy.
I don't think I'm right. I think y'all are probably right. I'm just hoping against hope that something amazing can happen and he can just do something we've never seen before. Because like that's the best part about sports, is seeing guys break through ceilings that you thought were impossible to get through and do things you've never seen.
They paid a crazy premium to see him do incredible things. They didn't take him that high in the draft to just make him a receiver.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, might as well go.
Although you do take cornerbacks that high in the draft.
Yeah.
If you think you can have a cornerback that's elite.
It is, I'm fully recognizing it's sunken cost, but I'm going to continue to sink costs. Some good news to kind of cleanse the palate here, Stu. Jameis Winston, probably going to be starting for the New York Giants on Sunday. Let's go. So he's been elevated to QB2, so no more Russie, which, look, no animus towards Russ, but like, I did not need to see him play for the Giants anymore. And then Jackson Dart, of course, having a concussion, maybe not 100% ruled out as of yet, but expected to, meaning, thank God we get to see Jameis Winston starting in the NFL again coming up this weekend.
Yes,
I love Jameis.
Yes. I think Jameis Winston's a breath of fresh air at any time. Also, it always seems like when he does get these starting spurts that he has at least 1 or 2 games where you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Right out of the box.
This guy was just hiding on the bench.
Right out of the box.
You know, it never lasts. It's always like a little bit of fool's gold. But he always has that 1 or 2 games where it's like, bam, here's 350 yards and 4 touchdowns. And next week I'm going to score 6 points.
He's also going to say something incredible into the microphone.
He's going to do something great in the
That's all that
huddle.
matters.
We just need a camera on him at all times.
Yeah.
It's been a disaster year. Coach fired, Jackson Dart most likely out, Scadaboo out, Neighbors out. Jameis Winston at least brings some fun back to New York.
But as big of a disaster as it is, and Jameis Winston over the next 6 weeks or whatever it is, if he has to start more than one time, it'll be a breath of fresh air. But as big as a disaster as it is, you've seen that Jackson Dart can play. You know Malik Neighbors can play. You know Scadaboo can play. So as soon as they get healthy next year with a new coach, I think this franchise is ready to. The arrow is pointing upwards. We just can't see it yet.
Abdul Carter's been fantastic as well. They got good. The D line. They got good play.
I think the bones of this organization going forward are in a good spot.
Mm-hmm. All right. I don't want to discuss this, but this stat did blow my mind. It has to do with the Denver Broncos. Broncos now at 8-2.
Yes.
Very good record. The Broncos lead the league in punts, and it just put a pin in that. We can watch this develop as the season goes on. It seems like potentially a fatal flaw for a contender. I've never heard that 8-2 lead the league in punts, also lead the league with 3 wins in which they've scored less than 20 points. Now we got some more questions for the source, Stu Feiner. It's time for the finer things, guys. Go ahead and give me these questions coming in from the Wake Up Barstool Twitter. All right, this comes from Jason Birch. Stu, what do you think is wrong with the Steelers? And should I just bet the Ravens to win the AFC North at this point? Yeah.
Should have bet it weeks ago.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the Steelers are an iconic, legendary franchise, but everything they will do for the rest of their career is in the past. So, in other words, fool's gold. They've never been good. They're a mediocre 500 team for almost a decade now. I don't know what you're asking me. The Ravens are 10 times better than I mean, 10 times better. What are you asking me right now?
Yeah,
I mean, Mike Tomlin might not make the playoffs this year, and if he does, it's one and done. You know the formula. As a Steeler fan, be proud. Franco Harris, Terry Bradshaw. It ends there, baby.
Okay, what do we got? What do we got next? One more here for the finer things with Stu Feiner. Give me. This comes from Gabe Diamond. Stu, what would it take to attend a Stu Feiner dinner? I'm a Jew from Long Island, too. I idolize this man, and it's my biggest dream to experience a Stu Feiner dinner. Yes to everything. Ready to roll!
10,000 cash.
10,000 cash?
10,000
I
cash.
thought you were going to say, hey, Gabe, I'll meet you in Long Island. I'll do it with you. 10,000 cash?
9,900. What do I look like? I got 4 children that live in the house still. I got 30 people a day in the house. I got a wife I gotta make happy. I got a business to run. Men want to be me. Women want to be me. Listen, 10,000 now.
I think
10,000.
Yeah,
don't worry about that, T-Bob.
Women want to be with me.
No, it's okay.
Women-
It's okay. All right, we got Rico Bosco talking college hoops coming up next, and we got more questions with Stu coming up. So continue again. Hit us up, Wake Up Barstool, if you want to ask Stu anything. You can here live on national television. There's Rico. Rico, what up, baby?
Rico.
Saturday, it's a huge Fox College Hoops doubleheader. First at 7, it's an early season top 10 showdown as number 7 BYU takes on 3rd-ranked UConn. Then at 9, Dawn Staley leads her 2nd-ranked South Carolina squad against number 8 USC as they battle to be the real SC. And it all tips off Saturday only on Fox. Hell yeah. Hell of a doubleheader there, guys.
Great read there, T-Bob.
Solid.
That one went okay. Yesterday's veteran homelessness read was a disaster.
We heard.
So it was nice to bounce back. I don't want to point fingers and say it was weird copy, but you know what? So I'm not going to do that. All right,
Introduce the star of the show here.
That's what I was saying. Let's look. We're talking college hoops. You can just check out Mostly Hoops, but we got our college hoops expert here at Barstool. It's Rico Bosco. And real quick before we get into the interview, I want to say this: y'all don't realize how much work Rico does for this show behind the scenes.
Yes,
putting
agreed.
together a ton of information over the weekend for Monday's show. He does an incredible job with College Football Saturdays, NFL Sundays. So massive thank you to Rico on that front as well. Rico, what's up, baby? How we doing today?
What's going on? I do just want to say the $10,000 offer for dinner is a bargain. If you've ever been out to dinner with Stu Feiner.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Thank you, Rico. I love you. I love you. I love you.
Rico,
Quite an experience.
I want to bring something off air, on air that we were just talking about, and it's kind of a larger college basketball conversation in general. Like last night, you had some very good games, right? Louisville takes down Kentucky, Illinois takes down Texas Tech, Gonzaga dominates Creighton. These are games that people should be locked into. And yet, because of when they're scheduled, the time of the year, they're kind of lost. Like, do you think this is a problem that college basketball needs to address?
Yeah, but the problem is I don't know how. So, like, what are you going to do? You're going to move the season up to, even if from September to November and December, you're locked in with college football being more marquee than you. Let's just face it. The NFL being more marquee than you. You got the MLB playoffs. Like, it's kind of how it goes. And these, it's very unfortunate. The big games are all before Thanksgiving, the feast week and the players era and the Maui and some of these conference games. You look at like BYU, UConn, Saturday night is going to be awesome. That's buried up against Texas, Georgia. And I don't know what else is a night game, but in the schedule, but people are locked into college football. You also have the TV disputes, obviously, which is hurting everybody. But even tomorrow, Thursday night, and again, take the Alabama homer away, like, Alabama, Purdue, unbelievable game. Like if you're a casual college basketball fan, you could tune in for one game. What's that buried up against? Thursday night football in the NFL. Yeah. So I don't know what they can really do. Feast week's that much fun. I would like casual fans to try to lock into one game, but like I get it. You only have so many hours. You're tired. Monday Night Football, you stayed up all night. You wake up Tuesday, you're like, you know what? I don't need to watch Texas Tech, Illinois, at an 8:30 tip Eastern. It's a problem we're going to have forever. The diehards like me are going to watch 6 million hours of it, but the casuals, it sucks. It's just kind of where it's at.
Bosco, I was watching last night, and Louisville, freshman Brown's his last name, right?
Yeah.
He had 29 points. He was elite. He was fantastic. And everywhere you look, BYU, you got an elite freshman. Duke, you got elite freshmen, which they always have them. But it seems like all across the country, we have these elite freshmen that are taking over games early in the season. I mean, I'm talking about taking over games. This is an awesome development in college basketball, but it's almost hard to keep up. Walk me through it a little bit.
Yeah, it's very interesting that, I heard Ebo saying it kind of before, like if everybody has one, does nobody have one? That's an interesting spin. But it's a loaded draft class. Listen, I like DeBanza from BYU the most. I grabbed them in April to win the national championship. You obviously got Peterson at Kansas, Boozer at Duke. Like there's freshmen all over, and Kel Brown. They're all over the place. So it's fun to watch. Like it's fun that everybody's got freshmen because the old heads and what everybody talks about in March. Oh, you're going to need experience. You're going to need experience. Well, I don't know. We watched Melo go win a championship. We watched Cooper Flagg get to a Final Four. Like these are the guys who are probably going to be there at the end of the show. So, at the end of the story, end of the season. So it's going to be interesting to watch. Yeah, everybody has one. They're all phenomenal. You talk about Mikael Brown. They're running these highlights last night. He's a guy I'm going to predict people will love in March. He's a flashy guard. He's not afraid to take the big shot. People love those guards, going all the way back to Steph Curry, Jimmer Fredette. You look at the kid from Kansas State a couple of years ago. Why is the name escaping me?
Marquise Noel.
Marquise Noel. People fall in love with the guards who are flashy that run through the tournament. Pat Kelsey's got high energy. Those teams play hard. They got a lot of guys that were out and running last night. Took advantage of turnovers for Kentucky. They wanted to hit 13 threes. They get going. I like Mikael Brown. I think he's going to be a fan favorite in March for a lot of people.
Stu, you want to go?
Yeah, Rico. So on Saturday, I watched your Alabama team really dismantle St. John's. I mean, Pitino had no clue what to do. I mean, I can't believe it. I figured like Alabama was in control, but as St. John's went last year, when you closed down the stretch, St. John's was elite. Alabama blew them out of the building. So now when you have the number one team in the nation tomorrow, Purdue, playing Alabama, can Alabama beat Purdue? Right now, what do you think?
The big question is going to be the interior play. This kid, Kaufman Wren, ate them alive last year for Purdue. So that's going to be a big problem. The front court for Alabama is not nearly as proven as the guards. Aiden Sherrill is a guy who's supposed to take a leap up. Taylor Bowen from Florida State's got a lot of size, but they like to play small ball with him. I think Purdue's size can give him a lot of trouble. They got a kid getting some minutes. Shout out Staten Island, Liam Murphy, who's like 6'10". I mean, Purdue's just growing these guys on trees. So yeah, I'm worried about the size for sure with Alabama, but they roll out the guards. They're also missing guys. The kid Bethea from Miami. They're missing a big kid too. Alabama too. They just haven't been fully healthy, but the interior play is going to be the key. If Purdue gets what they want at the rim, it's going to be a problem. But with that said, Zuby Ejiofor ate him alive in the first half for Alabama, and Oates made the adjustments, figured it out. He went for like 4 points in the second half. They changed the game and took that away. So Zuby is an animal. Really, really good team. He was a beast in the first half. They limited him with the second half, and that's going to be the key. The kid Wren can eat them alive. I worry about them big time.
Right. Well, tomorrow I'm going to be watching that game. I think most of the country will, because what do you have there? You got the Patriots laying 13.5 playing the Jets. So that NFL game no one's going to watch. So I think this is going to get buzz. Alabama, Purdue. It's going to be an amazing game. I can't wait. Can't wait.
Rico, for anybody who is looking to lock in on college basketball this year and really dive into the sport, what's maybe a sneaky conference out there that people should be really glued in on? A conference that has a lot of potential to make some noise in the college basketball.
Well, who's the best conference?
Yeah, that too.
I mean, with the SEC, SEC last year, they're kind of banging the drum, making all the noise. Who's the best?
Yeah, for years it was always like the Big 12. You know, it felt like the Big 12 was super deep. And I'm not taking anything away from the Big 12 this year, obviously with BYU and Houston and Kansas. And I'm sure a bunch of others that I'm forgetting. Arizona too. But the SEC, yeah, it's just loaded. You know, like 10 or 11 teams in the tournament last year, ton of teams ranked this year. Like you look at Alabama, so I mean, obviously I was high on them. I knew what they can do, and that style's gonna translate. Alabama was predicted like 5th or 6th in the SEC. Like, what does that tell you? They're also, I'm gonna tell you right now, like Alabama's gonna have a fantastic season and take 4 to 5 losses in the SEC. And that's good. Like you're hoping to, I mean, you look at all those bombs. You got to go to Kentucky. You got to go to Mississippi State, which has a pretty good team.
Thank you.
Tennessee, Mississippi, Missouri,
Arkansas.
Vanderbilt's supposed to be better. Arkansas. Yeah. It's Texas, Oklahoma. They're all over the place. So like you could take 5 losses in the SEC and be like, whew, we survived that, you know? So one conference I'm down on, Connor, and you saw it last night, the Big East. You know, I know people are going to be like, oh, you're jumping on St. John's. You're jumping on St. John's. Big East is nowhere near as good as what it was. You saw Santa Clara smack Xavier. You obviously seen Gonzaga beat Creighton. Like the Big East, you got some bad teams down there. DePaul lost as a 18-point favorite last night, or a 15-point favorite. You're talking Seton Hall. You're talking, I love the McCaffreys, but you're talking Butler, bad. DePaul, bad. Georgetown, bad. Like it's some others I'm forgetting. Not great. Not Indiana Smoke Marquette as well. So just not great conference, the Big East. I'm very down on the Big East.
Bosco, real college basketball sickos like me and yourself, we're counting down the days to the biggest day in college hoops, and that is the Pumps Party. I was wondering how this season has gone for you in terms of collecting new contacts. Do we have any new teams on the line? Where are we at in terms of building out that Rolodex, Bosco?
Great question.
Yeah, so tonight, listen, they're JMU Longwood. I was maybe helping, and the JMU guys are my boys, but when people ask, the Longwood guys got some games in New York City area. They're looking for a practice. It's not a knock on you. I'm not. The JMU game, anybody can win. They got a game in New York, helping those guys out. You know, hey, Rico, you got a gym? Yeah, I got 6. Like, no problem. Help you out. So that's where it's going. In terms of Chris Kringle this year, you know, we put 3 things down. You get a family member. Like, hey, give me 3 gift ideas. I put a very nice button up that I can wear to the Pumps. Was my number 1 desired gift for Chris Kringle. Never too early, you know?
Rico Bosco, he's always got a guy if you're in need. Also, go check out Rico's new show on YouTube where he does blue collar jobs. Fantastic. And we'll be talking college hoops with him all season long. Rico, thank you so much, brother.
Check out
Appreciate it.
Pick'em as well.
Take Gonzaga to win the national championship right now. It's a great price.
Really?
Okay, there you go.
Yes.
And, oh, God, we wanted to explore Gonzaga
I
a little
wouldn't
bit.
have known
We can
that.
get there a little bit later. No, Rico knows. Rico knows. And, yeah, check out Barstool Pick'em. All right, coming up here next, we got the Hannah Montoya Football Fashion Report. Our girl Hannah back giving you the best fits from the weekend. Don't go anywhere. More on FS1.
Montoya.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool. It is Wednesday. Way to go, Carson. And every single Wednesday, Hannah Montoya comes in and we do our football fashion report. Hannah, what's up, girl? How are we doing
What's up,
today?
guys? I'm feeling so good. I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Also, everybody go check out the micropod as Brandon Walker and Hannah sat down last
Best one
week. It
yet.
was great, very
Biggest
funny.
one yet.
We did it.
The
It really
best
was.
dressed one yet. You had quite the fit
I
on.
wore a suit, yeah.
That's true. We really
You look
channeled
sharp.
the football fits. You know, it was awesome. Thank you so much for being there also.
And one of us passed gas.
Yeah.
And find out who when you tune in. So, starting off, I want to talk about the NFL rivalries jerseys. We've talked about this a lot.
Yeah.
And we're going to touch on the Patriots this week. These are a little bit controversial, and I'm not positive why, and I would love to hear what your guys' thoughts are.
Okay.
Controversial in what way?
It was pretty understood that people hated it, and I think the top response was, why do people hate this? And the rest was pretty much hate. And I feel like they look kind of cool.
I kind of like them. They're a little understated, which I appreciate. Sometimes they go a little too extreme with rivalries. This is sort of like a college, old school sort of feel.
I was gonna say the jerseys are a little high schoolish. I'll give them that, but
Yeah.
the helmets are sick.
Yeah.
I like the NE on the shoulder. I'm fine with that uniform. It's
Also-
a little simple, but that's the point, right?
I think simple plays. If they're trying to do I'm a nautical, like a nautical man who lives in a light tower, yeah, for sure.
I think
No fanciness here.
As far as alternative jerseys goes, these are awesome.
I give it a 6. I think it's solid.
Oh, crap.
I'll give it.
No, we can't do this every week. We can't do this every week.
We didn't mean to.
I just.
That was organic. That
Oh my God. Okay, yeah, so basically a little bit of run of the mill. I thought it was better than just typical black and white. And then remember
Yeah.
we saw they would put random splotches on it. I hated that. I felt like that was pretty neutral.
It was a nice shade of blue.
Yeah.
Whatever
I'll
that is.
Compliment the shade, that's fine. Moving forward, we've got Ashton Genty. Right up here. Also Geno Smith in the background, but I wanted to focus here.
Oh, God.
Can't spell Genty without Gene.
Oh,
I'll say that off the
God.
We got
rip.
the 70s bell-bottom gene going on.
Yeah.
I'm normally a massive fan of a Canadian tuxedo, but maybe I'm too uncool. I just don't think it. I don't love his shape language, Hannah.
But that's not even a Canadian tuxedo.
I like
That's
that
a
look.
Canadian.
I like it a lot. I like denim.
I might buy it.
I love
actually
denim.
flock
I love
on
denim.
you.
I hate the shape.
What do
He
you think?
looks like a bell. Like the top is so ill-fitting.
No, but
I like the bell bottom.
oversized is in, no?
It is.
Yeah,
Oversized
oversized is in.
Dungarees are in. Dungaree for me is in. I'm 64,
Dungaree.
old and dirt. But it's like a dungaree look.
Yeah, true.
Denim.
I like it. What are
I like
what are we rocking over here?
Go 9.
Nine, solid 9. That's great. T-Bob is big time no.
I'm probably showing my own age here because you're right. Oversized is in, Connor. I'm not. I don't know. I mean,
that's
look, you
true.
have great style. What do you?
That's
I
true.
think Connor has a great fit on.
Thank you. I'm going to fit off with Mark Titus. Let's see how he responds tomorrow.
Not gonna
Oh,
win.
I'm excited to see that response. Okay, moving forward, we've got Snoop Dogg. He was on the side of the
hell
field
yeah.
at the Chargers-Steelers game. And I want to rate this fit. He's
I
very
want to rate his
inclusive with it.
walk. Did you? I mean, I wish I could walk with the confidence that I just saw Snoop move with.
He's so confident, so iconic.
my
Anything he
God.
does is in. It's unbelievable.
Do you think it's more of
God.
if you walk like that, any outfit's gonna look pretty
Yeah,
good?
Probably.
DFG. You can
confidence
just
of it all?
hear it oozing off him. You can feel it. It's a 9.
He just looks.
That looks like a runway too. He stops and does the little pivot. Yeah, these are okay. This is
Yeah.
probably the highest rated outfit.
I'm sure that
10
agility,
from Brandon?
that agility ladder is part of the outfit,
He's
right?
got
Like they set that down
got
for
a
him
good
to be
life.
nonchalant
Man's
on.
got a good life.
Wait, is
I
he,
like state outlines.
Yeah.
I like state outlines on the
is he
sleeve.
doing a Rob Lowe? Is
No.
that just an NFL jacket?
I'm going to guess here that that's his football league, and that's all maybe the players that have come from his football league.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Snoop Dogg has a Snoop Dogg has a
Youth
football league.
Yeah, and maybe like all the teams that they play for or
Okay.
something like that. That's my educated guess.
Oh, it's literally the
makes it
Snoop
even
Dogg
better.
Youth Football League. Okay, hell
that's
yeah.
a 10. That's a 10.
Commissioner
All right.
Snoop, shout out, dude.
Yeah, gonna give it more credit now because that's very intricate detailing. Okay, moving on. Now this is a little bit different. Okay, we're gonna talk coaches.
Okay.
And so we're getting into Lane
Dangerous.
Kiffin at Ole Miss.
Dude, his fits have been. I saw this. I think.
Brandon. Come on,
This
Brandon.
is where It got a little controversial
no.
online as well.
Get a jacket
Megan
that
put out a
fits.
good. There you go. This one's too small.
Too small.
Is undersized
What
in?
is that?
See,
Don't
so
think so.
I noticed
the point?
orange on the shoes.
this is how I know I've become an old white guy, because, like, yeah, I think this looks great, and I think this is opposite of all of the current trends. Right? I mean, this is the pants are still tight. It's the oversized, chunky shoes, tiny jacket.
You better move on before I start insulting the people in the background of the picture. 'Cause I want to bad. I just ate a couple jokes.
Does he look cool, Hannah?
No.
But the thing is, when you are a coach and you're coming out with a walk-on fit, does that make a statement? Like, is that selfish? Is it okay?
Well,
What are we
Lane's about
saying?
Lane. You know Lane
'Cause
loves Lane.
That's where Megan said it was like Game of Thrones.
He
That
needs
was
to wear
her feeling
jackets
about it.
now. He's not going to be able to in Gainesville next year.
Also,
Oh yeah, we've got orange on the camo shoes.
Sure.
I'm not quite
Might
to
be a
the
nod.
extent of Andrew Whitworth, but I love a hood underneath something else.
Yeah.
I always have, dude. Ugh.
The extent of
Standard.
Whitworth is wearing it every single hour of every single day.
He never takes it off.
Next up, we're gonna move on to Malik Collins. Really excited about this one. It's something I haven't seen before. We've got like a stained glass window situation on the front and the arms. I think it looks beautiful. A
lot.
To be
I'm gonna
honest.
do
Yeah.
the Mark Titus KB. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. That's a great looking hoodie.
This is
Yeah.
it. Is this it?
Great blue and
This
white
one
going
wins
on.
then.
Across the board. Woo.
So
I'd
far,
wear that.
so good.
Let's go.
This is
babe.
the highest rating today. Yeah, I
What
think
a
it looks
cord on
great.
the headphones, too.
True. Yeah, you haven't seen Beats in a minute, huh?
Wait,
Gotta go
uh,
wired. Gotta go wired.
Hannah, is that, yeah, so I know that wired headphones are in performative males. Is
Yes.
that like, is that performative? I've never, having a wired Beats?
I would say this one's less.
Okay.
It's different. It's when they're tiny because it's like the music isn't as good in there.
Okay.
Brandon,
Why are wired headphones in?
it's performative. And it's a totally performative thing. It's so much better
We
to have them too.
spent decades trying to get rid of wires.
Yeah.
And now you guys are bringing them back.
Yes,
I
absolutely.
will say this, it is like, if we're talking like a certain company's products, it is significantly cheaper to go with the wired one. So like if you
Yeah.
ever lose them or anything, a little bit harder to lose in general.
They give
It's
you
true.
the wireless one.
I got 'em in my
free
pocket.
by the phone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I would say it's definitely more of a statement. I do it too. Yesterday, I matched my wired headphones to my sweater.
No way.
And I was like, that was the most performative
You have
thing I've
multiple-
done in a
Love
while.
it. Well
Thank you, guys.
Love it.
Well done.
Thank you.
Actually, in what way? What color were the sweater and what color were the...
So my sweater was brown, cream, and light blue accents. I did light blue headphones.
Oh,
So I would like a little bit of an applause from you guys.
light blue
Okay.
wired headphones.
Thank
That's
you so
a-
much.
I see
Oh
some
my God, that
fashion
was
beat.
organic. Thank you, thank you. Okay, last but not least, and this one might compete. Okay, we've got Shelby Harris. I'm super excited about this one. This is, you guys can't see the full outfit, but it's the exact same pattern, and he came out with the biggest smile ever.
Yep.
And I think the confidence played a huge factor. So, want to hear what you guys have to say.
I'd like to know
Beanie.
why you felt the need to say we can't see the whole outfit. Like we can see all the way.
Yeah, I guess you can
Guys,
see a lot
is there
of
something
upper
below the
thigh.
He's
thigh?
doing something with his bag
just a
though.
lot more.
His bag looks cool. I don't know what it is.
It's the backpack, I
in
think.
there?
I believe
Is
it's
that a
the
Kodak
backpack.
camera?
With the travel.
Also, to
disposable
be
camera in
to be
there.
fair, Brandon, we've seen a lot of shorts. Like those pants could end in shorts. You're telling me they don't end in shorts?
This was
There's
a-
no shorts.
Okay.
This was a good week, and to me, he's selling it with a smile, boy.
Yeah, it's how
Yeah.
you
Miles,
feel.
everything.
He's selling it with a smile.
It's
$1 million
smile.
Dapper.
$1 million teeth.
Feel good,
$1
look
million.
good.
Yeah. Is this a first 10? Is this 10s everywhere?
Yeah, I think.
Holy cow! So we have a winner. This is
Winner.
This is a win.
That looks
Shout out Shelby Harris. Look, guys, that is the power of a beautiful smile. It is infectious. It makes you feel good. Hannah, you're gonna stick around here for a second because we're gonna ask Stu some questions. Real quick, Stu's tie, yay or nay?
Oh, love. I love that.
Bang, told you.
Big yay.
Told you, babe.
God is watching. Tell the truth. Stu's tie.
Oh no, I'm being serious. I like it. It's a pop of color. You've got a neutral fit on. The yellow's loud. I like it.
What did I tell you, Stu? Don't hide that light under a bushel.
Shout out.
I got you.
I love you too.
All right, let's get back to more questions for Stu Feiner. You've all been responding on Wake Up Barstool. Let's see what the internet wants to ask Stu.
What we got here?
Okay.
Wake Up Barstool, do you prefer, this comes from Mr. Geff, do you prefer betting spreads or props, and why?
Okay, so I have 4 sons, 36, 34, 30, 26. And all they do is bet props. And certain times their props are against my games. I have never bet a prop in my life.
Oh, wow.
99% of the time. Maybe for the Super Bowl. I don't like props. I don't do props. If I'm going to do props, I got a Jersey Jerry. He's won a couple $100,000 this year with props. But I'm a spread guy. I'm either the favorite, the underdog, the over, the under. That's what I do. That's what I've done since 1980. And that's what you can rely on me for. I'm not a prop guy. Don't like props.
Hannah, what are you?
They're cheap.
Prop girl, spread girl? When you
I would say normally spread, because I'm learning as much as I can, but it's pretty much the easiest thing for me right now.
Brandon, don't give me that look. I didn't realize.
We let it go. Stop.
No, he's doing
Stop.
everything. I didn't.
Hey,
Let's
we're
just go to
moving.
the next question. Let's just go to the next question. I didn't even think about it. Okay, here we go. Elliot, I saw Stu walking into a Chili's a few months ago. What was the order? Thanks, legend. Shout out, Elliot.
First of all, let me say something right now. I love Chili's. No. Chili's is an 11. It's an elite. It's one of the greatest meals ever. Chips with salsa, and by the time the guy comes back for the meal, he's already had to refill the chips with salsa.
Yeah.
Now, this is unbelievable. First of all, classic nachos is done from the Chili's menu. What? And they're having like an upheaval of it. I don't know. That was always my go-to. Classic nachos. Chicken and steak fajitas is my go-to.
Okay.
Absolutely love it. But their burgers are great. Their margarita chicken is great. Everything they have there, the entrees are unbelievable. Their French fries are unbelievable. Yes, Brandon.
I have an announcement.
What?
And I don't mean to cut him off, but Stu owes me a dinner. Well, he doesn't owe me one, but he has told me that he's going to take me to dinner
Anywhere you
this
want.
year in Chicago, anywhere I want. For you guys out there, $5,000 cash. You get to join me and Stu Feiner. $5,000 cash.
$5. If it goes to all the Brandon.
It's half.
I don't need money. I got too much money.
It's half price for
I
the
hate
$10,000
money.
he charges. $5,000. You can be my guest at the Stu Feiner dinner.
Wow.
Brandon, Stu, and you.
$5,000.
5 large.
I told my wife I loved her in front of a Chili's.
Really?
Yeah, first time back in high school.
Oh.
Yeah.
I love Chili's.
I spent 4 hours in a Chili's recently with Brandon at an airport. It's a great place.
He
Great place.
went to the
Shout out
Chili's
Spinach
at
Jar.
It's like a fake Chili's.
He went to the Chili's at 1 o'clock. Our plane was delayed. I found him there at 5:30. He had never gotten up.
We were just eating skillet queso.
Airport Chili's.
Everything. I love
great, dude.
Chili's is an American staple. It's an icon. But I don't know what Can I just
where small
say
businesses
they did away with their corn. Their corn on a stick. Also 3 months ago, I get 2 of those. Unbelievable, buttery. It melts in your mouth. You feel alive. It's great.
I mean, I do love sweet corn. Hannah,
love
your
corn.
go-to Chili's? Do you have a go-to Chili's order?
I don't know that I have a go-to one. Don't they? What's the platter where you can get like a bunch
Triple
of
dipper?
Yes, triple dipper.
Oh,
That's
was
what
it
I love.
Malice?
Shout out
And then the
Triple
drinks.
Yeah,
the
shout out
drinks are
Malice.
always cheap and really good.
Free wings.
Yes.
And classic margarita. Do you like the classic margarita?
I love
it.
Love it.
Me and Sandy sit there.
Chili's is fun.
We go to Chili's. We get wasted on the margaritas. We have to have one of our kids come and pick us up. I'm like 5 margaritas in here. I don't even know where I am. Please pick us up. 5 margaritas, classic margarita.
Hell yeah, dude. All right, guys, that is Hannah Montoya's Football Fashion Report. Excellent job, Hannah, as always.
We love you.
Coming up next, let's close out the show with to close out with like looking at the weekend a little bit, plus a couple of videos that tickled our fancy. Don't go anywhere. That's a beautiful Chicago museum. Leaves are turning, and we're turning to the next segment after the commercial. What's happening, guys? Welcome back. Wake Up Barstool. Is that a number 1, or are you raising your hand?
Oh, just number 1.
Yeah, number 1. Number 1 in the ratings, guys.
Always remember.
You're a Wake Up Barstool. All right, let's talk. So we didn't get into some of the college games of the week, and we said there's a few that could have massive impacts on the college football playoff race. And let's start with the biggest one, Texas at Georgia. Elimination game for Texas, not the case for Georgia. The chaos element in play here is a Texas win.
Yes.
If they go into Athens and come out with a win, not only then do you have the potential for 7 2 loss or less teams in the SEC, but it shows you that Texas has really arrived and improved from whatever they were earlier this year.
So their latest surge is interesting, and it's not all that impressive if you pick it apart. They won in overtime at Kentucky, won in overtime at Mississippi State. they beat Vanderbilt, and they had to stave off a furious rally. But it isn't that they're winning those games, it's how. Arch Manning is playing much better football. Steve Sarkisian, I think, has been the biggest improvement. He has figured out how to call plays for Arch Manning. He has figured out how to maximize, as you see Ryan Wingo right there with a 75-yard touchdown.
First play of the game.
He has figured out how to maximize his offense, and now they're hitting you to the side, to the screens, everywhere. They're hitting you. They can score now, and they couldn't do that earlier this season. They didn't have Arch Manning going like this. I still don't know how good Texas is, but I don't really know how good Georgia is. So we'll see. But I love Sark right now, and I love the rhythm they're in offensively.
The Texas run game really hasn't been great all season. This is their way of counteracting that and using the screen game and getting their playmakers in space and everything. And Arch Manning has looked much more comfortable, but he's going to need probably a massive day on Saturday.
I'll push back a little bit. You said we'll start with the biggest one. I think Alabama, Oklahoma, I think there's a 1A, 1B situation. I think this is two teams. This is number 11 against number 4, number 10 against number 5. Like the SEC really starts to give us a little bit of clarity here. And like you said, if Oklahoma and Texas walk in there and win, chaos is upon us in the biggest way.
Yeah, so I guess the flip side of that is if Alabama and Georgia hold serve, then it becomes pretty clear.
But let's talk about
There's
a
going to
split.
be 4 to 5 two-loss teams.
Let's talk about a split because I think Oklahoma.
6.
I think Oklahoma has a better chance to go in and win than Texas does.
Well, and not only that, but look what Oklahoma did to Alabama last year.
Correct.
And that was a much worse Oklahoma team. They completely dominated Alabama. Now, Ty Simpson, against all odds, I think is a much more effective quarterback than Jalen Milroe was last season. So, I mean, again, even though I think the problem is the chaos elements, they're both on the road. And I think the home teams are going to hold serve here. If Oklahoma wins, though.
But what travels, T-Bob?
Defense.
And that's what Oklahoma has.
If Oklahoma wins, though, how much crow do we have to eat about Brent Venables?
A lot. I certainly have to eat a whole lot.
Because I have crapped on Brent Venables for a long time, so I crapped all over.
I'm still not convinced he is the right man for that job. I think they're a top 10 job with a top 30 coach. But if he goes into Alabama and wins and sweeps them in the first 2 years in the SEC, you got to really start looking at him and saying, wow, that he's doing a great job there. And their defense is elite. And that Alabama has not cruised in recent weeks. Alabama against South Carolina, Alabama over the last few weeks has not been that impressive.
No, the LSU game was a blech. Stu, you got bets on these games?
Public is all over both underdogs like you cannot believe, and the sharps right now. There is just full-blown money all over Texas plus the points against Georgia. Right now they're getting 6. And Oklahoma plus the points against Bama, they're getting 6. I don't like either of those sides. I think the home teams are going to hold serve. I think, now's do or die in college football. Now's life or death. You cannot have a snafu. You can't lose. You have to win convincingly. And I think both favorites here route. So I like Georgia in a big way. I also like Alabama in a big way. Against the grain, against the public, even against the sharps. Because the sharps are taking the points thinking, just like you said, if the dog upsets, and it could happen or it could be super close. I don't see it.
Yeah. Let me say, if either of these underdogs win outright, are you sliding them up to a 4? Or like where are we slotting a Texas or Oklahoma after a win? Because they'll have the head-to-head advantage over Alabama, so they'll have to be over them, or they'll have the head-to-head advantage over Georgia, so they'll have to be over them. Do you slide Ole Miss up to that 4 spot, or do you take one of these teams with a great road win and put them in the 4 spot?
I think there's enough warts on the resume where Ole Miss slides up. They move up, but Ole Miss probably remains.
We'll see. Oklahoma is interesting. Oklahoma wins. They have a better win than Ole Miss, but Ole Miss's best win is Oklahoma.
Correct.
Yeah. So there's a lot of dancing you got to do.
Okay, how about real quick, so we don't get accused of too much SEC bias here. I do want to touch on Iowa USC because, as we're kind of alluding to here, there could be a plethora of SEC teams that could have 10 wins, which we've always kind of assumed is the metric. You go 10-2 in the SEC, you're going to make the playoff. One way in which that becomes a bit clearer is if the Big Ten cannot field a third team. A fourth team, because you obviously have Penn State, Ohio State, and Oregon. Iowa looked like, they're damn near could have been that fourth team. What I say? I said in Penn State. I meant Indiana. God,
I wasn't going to say anything because I liked hearing Penn State in that conversation.
Is that just like a preseason reflex?
Yeah.
That's like what we got used to doing. Anyway, Iowa looked like they could have been the fourth team. Now with 3 losses, I don't think that's going to be the case. We have not talked a lot of USC. We don't pay a lot of attention to USC, and yet USC wins this game.
Yeah.
I mean, they're very alive. A 10-2 USC should go to the playoff, you would assume.
But they're alive but not, right? Because next week they got Oregon.
But
they got Oregon next, and every
Oregon
time
hasn't looked that
everybody
great.
can beat Oregon.
But no. This is the fallacy. This is the trap. Every time we have talked about USC this year, and they're coming into a big game against Notre Dame or Illinois, you're like, well, USC if they win this game, and then they don't.
Correct.
And then they don't. So.
But what about a convincing Iowa win? Would that juice you up to that Oregon game a little
because
bit?
they listen. Iowa's going to finish 9-3 at best. They lose to Iowa State. They every time they've had an opportunity to grab it, you got to grab it. You got to win something, and Iowa hasn't done it yet.
Well, specifically in this game too, Iowa does have a top 5 defense in the country, but these games where they've played it close, where they had Indiana, they did beat a very feisty number 2 preseason ranking Penn State. They did come close to beating Oregon. That's all been at Kinnick Stadium. Now they go on the road for the first time in over a month to play USC, and that high-powered offense, I don't see the Hawkeyes coming out with a win in this one.
And then kind of one of the last big playoff games over the weekend would be Notre Dame and Pitt.
Well, this isn't an important game.
Well, it doesn't matter.
This game doesn't matter.
What are you talking about, T-Bob? This game does not matter.
Stu, did you see Pat Narduzzi? What he said about this game?
No. But I think Notre Dame is going to win big.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay.
So does Pat Narduzzi.
Do we have the Pat Narduzzi audio that we can play for Stu? Because Stu's been in this game. Okay, we don't have it. It's
Pat
fine.
Narduzzi, the Pitt coach, he was asked, is this a must-win game for you guys? He said, we could lose this game by 100. We could lose this game 110-10. I don't care about this game. The only game that matters are the 2 ACC games I got left. This game does not matter at all. Don't care if we win or lose. That's a wild.
Okay, Stu, you've been in this game for decades. Listen to this.
Was it tongue-in-cheek?
Listen to this. No. Listen, we're going to play it. This is Pat Narduzzi on the Notre Dame game.
A must win for this team when it comes to something.
Absolutely not. It is not an ACC game. I'm glad you brought that up. It's not an ACC game. I gladly get beat 103 or 110-10 in that game. They can put 100 up on us as long as we win the next 2 after that. But again, our focus is on Notre Dame and getting as many wins as we can.
But again, our focus is on Notre Dame is a wild way to dismount. Stu, I mean, does that affect your, from a gambling perspective, hearing a coach say that?
No, I don't use that. I don't look for the outside influences.
Okay.
I directly go with sharp money, late sharp money, last minute, where the line's going to move. Is there a reverse line movement? Meaning, is the public on one side, the sharps on the other? The line moves against the fake money, public money. That's all I look at. So that means nothing to me.
And look, Pitt's playing well. That's wild. Notre Dame's going to kick their ass.
Right, I think he knew that.
Also,
I've never seen that.
It's so honest.
He
was geared up to say absolutely.
Winning this game would be so important for Pitt.
Yeah.
It would mean so much if they could get to 10-2.
He's one of the
it
biggest
would
clowns we
elevate
have in
them
the
to an
sport.
unbelievable level.
Yeah.
Pat Narduzzi, one of the biggest clowns we have.
And it would also open a spot.
Really?
It would open a playoff spot for the ACC.
Why do you hate Pat Narduzzi so much? Is this the Penn State thing?
He does stink.
Is this the Penn State
Also,
thing?
is he getting the impression that if he lost by 100 points and was the ACC champion, they'd still get it? If you lost by 100 points in a game, you're not getting into any play.
Yeah, you're probably not getting the top 25.
I think Pat I think he's being honest. Maybe too honest, but honest nonetheless.
Look, sometimes keeping it real goes wrong, T-Bob.
All right, Stu, you got a best bet of the weekend you could give us?
Yeah, my best bet's going to be, I think this will be the third straight on the show, TCU plus the points at BYU. I think that TCU is going to just shock the world. The world is on BYU. Every sucker and their mother, all public money. Sharps are on TCU. This is a sharp play. I love the play. Right now it's plus 4.5 TCU. That's my best bet.
That's great. Yeah, it's not a lot of points, Stu.
No. Well, BYU's great.
Yeah.
I mean, they're a great team.
No, that's what I'm saying. I feel like to be that strong, but I guess that's how it goes to gambling, dude. That's how you know it's a sharp bet if it feels a little uncomfortable. So you said TCU plus 4.5.
Yes, and I wouldn't be surprised they win the game straight up.
BYU is in danger.
In Provo.
They could be in free fall. There's a chance they free fall.
Well,
out
they
of
did
this.
last
At
year.
Cincinnati next week.
Yeah,
They did last year. They started 9-0. They end up 11-2. I think it might have been 10-2 by year.
I didn't like the Texas Tech effort. I didn't like it at all. I mean, they looked flat.
Yeah, Tech's so good. Hey, guys, massive thank you. Brandon, Ebo, Connor, Stu, you're the absolute man.
Thank you.
Everybody in production.
Love you.
Carson,
Love you.
thank you to
Love
you.
everyone.
We love you. We'll see you tomorrow for more Wake Up Barstool.
Bye.
Go Dukes.